Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome back to Sierra TV. Thank you for watching this channel. Subscribe, share. We're trying to give you guys content that you can use whether you're in Rwanda or in America. My name is Claire Sengyumva. I am a finance professional in America, and I also do advisory work. So feel free to reach out if you have any questions, comments, or anything like that. We will give you my contact information somewhere here along the video. So to continue on what Mr. Iyandemye was saying, his video posted today, September 19th. Morning time in the US, which means afternoon in Rwanda. So he touched on and actually explained very well the background of immigration, legal immigration versus illegal immigration. And so for those of you in Rwanda or that speak Kinyarwanda very well or understand Kinyarwanda very well, I encourage you to watch his video. It's on this channel as well. But essentially, there are two groups of immigrants that we have in America today. We have the immigrants that came here legally, and we have immigrants that are here illegally. And we urge the Rwandan community to be aware of the pitfalls of immigrating to America illegally. Because if you do it and you are deported, there is a travel block. I believe it's up to 10 years that you can try legal re-entry into America. So he explained on, and he gave examples of how you can immigrate to America legally through marriage. Or a family member has to be here legally in America so they can sponsor you, so they can sponsor your visa. So you will be coming here as a family member, which takes time. And there's also the green card lottery. I don't know if it's still called that name, but there's the green card thing. And there are other ways also. And the problem is when it comes to people in Africa that don't have a lot of income to begin with, there are doors that seem closed, but it doesn't have to be that way. So you can still come here to America as a business trip. And again, we're going back to legal immigration. Okay. And I actually urge every Rwandan out there and actually every immigrant who watches this video, if you're able to go back home or to go, well, I guess depending on where you come from, but if you are here illegally, meaning you came here through the border, Mexico or Canada, and you're here, and you are aware that there's a deportation order for you, it's better for you to actually leave America and then try to come back legally, because once you're deported again, the door is closed for a long time. So now going back to other examples of legal immigration, you can come to America as a business trip. So if you have a business event that you're attending, then you can apply for a business visa. I don't know the details exactly because obviously I'm not an immigration lawyer, but you can come here on a business visa, you carry out the work that you're supposed to do, and then you go back home. And after you do that a couple of times, then you would be able to apply for other kinds of visas. So one example that I actually want to present to maybe some people that I'm thinking about is because I know that we have the Hanga Pitch Fest in Kigali once a year. We should actually have a Hanga Pitch Fest here also in America. I think it would be very useful because the Hanga Pitch Fest, even though it's very popular in Kigali, it's not on the radar of investors in the West. So if we had a Hanga Pitch Fest here, um, and this is just as an example of a legal business visa. So if you have an invention that you want to present, and we have a Hanga Pitch Fest here, then you can come on a business visa, present your invention, and then follow the law and stay according to your visa specifications, and then go back. And if you keep doing that a couple of times, 4 or 5 years, maybe more than, it depends on the business visa that you get, because there's paperwork that you have to show. You have to show history of actually having a connection to an American business. But if you do that often enough, then you are showing goodwill to the American government. They can see that, yes, you've been given visas, several visas, you have complied and abided by the laws and the rules and the regulations. And so your visas can be expanded, right? So it's all about building goodwill. So going back to the Hang Up Pitch Fest example, you come, you present your invention, you stay according to the law, and then you return to Rwanda, do that over and over and over. So you can do two things by that. Number one, you build goodwill so that you can apply for a more expanded visa. But number two, you could actually find investors here in America that would invest in your invention. And that is actually a plus, because if your invention is for the community, and actually I don't want to say community, because um, community means it's kind of a nonprofit, and I want to please people stay away from trying to appeal to nonprofits. In the business world, you have something, somebody buys it, you make a profit. It's that simple. So going back to this example of Hang Up Pitch Fest US, you find investors, they invest in your invention. So that means that you and your investors will need to get together, complete paperwork. You will need to get a patent, right? Which is something that Rwanda wants, is really interested in doing, and having kind of a patent warehouse. So anyway, back to this example, you find an investor, they invest in your invention, you have a patent, then when you come back to Rwanda, you build on your invention and then you provide it to the market. So this means that your invention has to be sellable. It's something that you have to be able to sell. And so there are ways, and there are aspects of selling things to the markets, to the emerging markets in Africa, that we have to keep in mind. And I can talk to you guys about it a little bit more. Maybe we can start an investment group. Actually, that's a great idea, because I know that we had Rwanda Day in Texas this year. Next year, I believe it's going to be in Kigali. So maybe we should start an investment group. Maybe we can call it, Rwanda Day Investment Group, or maybe a business group or something. There's somewhere, somehow we can strengthen the connection between the entrepreneurs that are here in America and the entrepreneurs that are in Rwanda. So going back to my example, so we have a Hang Up Pitch Fest US. You come here, you present your invention, you find investors, great. You go back home, you start to build on your invention, you start to sell on the market, you make a profit. That's a good story. And in this example, because you have made legal connections with US investors, then this also opens up your visa opportunities. For example, maybe your investors think that you should stay longer here in America so you can refine your invention, maybe add some quirks to it, maybe have the input of an engineer here in America. So this will allow you to extend your visa. Why? Because you have an invention, you're working on a patent, and you need American input, and you need to be here as well. So this is an example of legal immigration. It has to be business related. Um, Another one that is legal. So, for example, if you're going to university, you apply to the university, you have to show that you have the funding, et cetera, et cetera. Then you come to America and then you study for 4 years. Um, or it could be graduate school, or it could be a PhD. So there are a lot of ways that you can come to America, work with Americans, and also flourish in Rwanda while visiting America regularly. So that's what I wanted to touch upon. I just wanted to follow up with Mr. Iyandemye's video today. My name is Claire Sengyumba, and you're watching Yarrow TV.